2 million is such a massive number of people. And you've got to remember that every file, every piece of paper represents a human being with a family, with goals, with fears and dreams and everything. The government isn't dedicating the resources to this that it should be. And a lot of Canadians are suffering, a lot of Canadian corporations are suffering, and they're trying to hire foreign talent. And not to mention, a lot of Canadian family members are being denied the ability to see their relatives. The reason is partly the government relocating resources to deal with the crisis in Ukraine. But I also think that what's happened is the backlog has crept up during the course of the pandemic. I mean, to its credit, the government did spend some time reallocating resources from skilled immigration to family reunification during the pandemic. There were a lot of, Canadians, a lot of relatives of Canadians who were caught outside of Canada when travel restrictions were happening. COVID is not an excuse anymore. Ukraine can't really be an excuse. The way that program has been administered really shouldn't be drawing resources from other types of immigration programs. It might get worse, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to get worse. If the government, sort of refocuses its resources on dealing with, economic immigration and family reunification, they absolutely can do this. The Canadian government has been bringing refugees from overseas basically since 2015 when they first started bringing Syrians, and they didn't have much of a backlog back then. When a problem starts, it just can grow and grow almost imperceptibly until it's a crisis. And right now it's a crisis. Right now, lives are being destroyed, marriages are being put under a great deal of pressure, employers are being put under a great deal of pressure, and Canada really isn't discharging its responsibility to Canadian employers, to Canadian families, and to applicants for status in Canada.